Xfinity's gateway is $14 to $25 per month. You can stop paying this by getting your own modem and router, and it's very easy. Andreas here from networksharvard.com. I bought a bunch of modems and modem router combos to see which is the best for Xfinity. And from these, I picked the 7 best for every circumstance I could imagine. But before I reveal them, you should consider 2 things. The first thing to consider is if you want a modem router combo or separate devices. The difference being that a modem router combo is a modem and a router as one device, while separate has them as 2 devices. And if you're uncertain what a modem and a router is, a modem is the device who converts the analog signal, which you receive from Xfinity, to digital signal, which your router and other devices can understand. Your router, on the other hand, is the device who creates your home network. It does this by providing Wi-Fi and assigning IP addresses to your devices. My recommendation is to go with separate devices. And the reason I say that is, there's a lot of reasons, and I won't go over everyone in this video, but basically you get better performance in separate routers for the same price tag compared to combo units. This includes better speed, better range, and way more features. That being said, modem router combos are very, very convenient, so if you want one, I understand that, and feel free to get one. The second thing you need to consider is your current internet plan, because you need to get a modem which is at least as fast as your current plan. Otherwise, you will not get the speeds you're paying for. You also need to get a modem which is compatible with Xfinity. Every modem I reviewed here are of course compatible, and if you want some other options, you can either go to the article which is created to this YouTube video, or you can go to Xfinity's website and see all the modems yourself. My recommendation is to future-proof your modem, especially if you get a modem-only device. Because if you get a really, really good modem, you can ignore it for many years to come. That being said, if you think you're going to move soon or change to fiber optic internet, there's no point in future-proofing. Because if you move, you might change ISP or internet type, and your modem might be useless for you then. Also, fiber optic internet doesn't use cable modems, so yeah, then there's no point in future-proofing. The first modem on the list is the Motorola MB8611. This modem is perfect for you with a gigabyte plan or below that wants to future-proof your modem. This is a modem-only device, meaning it doesn't have a router, that's compatible with internet plans up to 2500 MB per second. More than double the fastest cable internet plan available right now. And this is what makes it such a good modem, because if you get it, you can ignore it for many years to come without having to worry about it being too slow. That said, like I said earlier, if you think about moving soon or getting fiber optic internet, you should not get this modem, because this is an investment for the future. The next modem on this list is the Netgear CM2050V. This is the same type of modem as the one before, the MB8611, except that it is also compatible with Xfinity's voice service. This means it will work with cable plans up to 2500 MB per second, as well as being compatible with Xfinity's landline service. So, only get this modem if you want to future-proof your cable modem and have or plan to get their voice service. The third option is actually 3 modems. These are for you who want a modem-only device with a slower internet plan that isn't interesting in future-proofing. This could be because you're moving, changing to fiber optic internet, or you just want to save some money up front. The 3 options are Motorola MB7220 for 100 MB per second plan or below. The second option is the Motorola MB7420 for 300 MB per second plan or below. And the third option is the Motorola MB7621 for 600 MB per second plan or below. If you want to get away as cheap as possible, you only need to match your current internet plan. Or maybe go one step up, depending on if you think you might upgrade your internet plan soon. And that's all for the modem-only devices. But before I get started with the modem router combos, I wanted to say that if you want a router for any of these modems and want some help, you can check out my article on the best routers we have tested for Xfinity. You can find it in the first link in the description. The first modem router combo in this list is the Netgear C7800. I recommend this one for you with a 600 MB plan or below. In testing, we got 513 MB per second from 5 feet, 309 MB per second from 25 feet, and 155 MB per second from 50 feet, all using the 5 GHz band. These are some great results considering it's a Wi-Fi 5 router, enough for a family of around 5 people or so to use the internet simultaneously without any issues. The modem in this gateway is actually technically enough for a 900 MB per second plan, but as the router only reached 500 MB per second, I will not recommend it for anything more than Xfinity's 600 MB per second internet plan. To measure its range, I use NetSpot, a program that calculates the signal strength in different locations. From this, I found that the range of the C7800 was pretty good. But the thing is that I've had a lot of readers complaining about this range, reporting having shorter range than I would estimate. Thus, I would say that this modem router is enough for a medium-sized home, but if you have anything larger, you might need a Wi-Fi extender. The second modem router is the Netgear CAX80. This is a great option for anyone with Xfinity's 1200 MB per second plan or below. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find its max speed, since the internet plan we had access to only reached 800 MB per second. The testing results were 800 or more MB per second from 5 feet, 583 MB per second from 25 feet, and 298 MB per second from 50 feet. These results are incredible, some of the best ones I ever got from a modem router combo, and will be enough for more than a dozen 4K movie streams simultaneously. Using NetSpot again, I found the range of the CAX great. I estimate it should reach about 90 to 100 feet, even though estimating the range is very hard, as factors like the thickness of the wall and your home layout will all change this. Still, it should be enough for any but the largest homes. That said, the CAX could be a bit excessive if you have an internet plan less than 300 MB per second. That is, if you don't want to future-proof your device. The third option is the Motorola MT8733. This modem router combo is for any of Xfinity's cable internet plans and their voice service. I'm going to be honest and admit that we haven't tested this one, but we did test its brother, the MG8740, which is the same device except for the phone jacks. This device reached 800 or more MB per second from 5 feet, limited by hourly internet plan, 529 MB per second from 25 feet, and 289 MB per second from 50 feet. These results are great, enough for, like I said earlier, any Xfinity internet plan and a huge family. The range of the device also proved great, reaching about the same as the CAX80, so 90 to 100 feet. This will be enough for any except for the largest homes. That said, like the CAX80, this device could be excessive if you have a 300 MB per second internet plan or below. That is, if you don't want to future-proof it. For some other voice alternatives, you can check out our article, which talks about the best modems for Xfinity. It's the second link in the description. The last modem router combo in this list is the Motorola MG7540. If you don't want to spend too much money, don't care about future-proofing, and have a 300 MB per second plan or less, this device might be perfect for you. During testing, its Wi-Fi reached 301 MB per second from 5 feet, 502 MB per second from 25 feet, and 49 MB per second from 50 feet. Considering the price tag, these are some pretty good results that should be enough for 2 to 3 heavy internet users. Its biggest drawback is the range, which only reached around 70 feet. This will be enough for a normal-sized home if you place it somewhere closer to the middle, but it would fit best for your average apartment. Even though I recommend getting your own modem and router, there are a couple of reasons why you might want to consider renting instead. The first one is something I already talked about. If you plan to move soon, there might be no reason to get your own modem, because your new modem might not work in your new location. The second reason is if you're a heavy data user, because if you get the Xfi Complete package, which includes the Xfi gateway and an Xpod, which is like a Wi-Fi extender, you also get unlimited data, and this costs $25 per month. On the other side, if you get your own modem and router and want to buy unlimited data, it will cost you $30 per month. So, as a short recap, my recommendation for most people is to get the Motorola MB8611. This is a mono-modded device which you can get and ignore for many years to come. That leaves you with what router to get. And if you want some help, we here at Networks Hardware have bought a bunch of routers and tested them, and created an article for the best routers for Xfinity. It's the first link in the description. Also, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and take care.